Hi Leo, this will be your second half of September video. So we'll get started. We're going to look at love first, and then we will look at career separately. And I think I'll throw in couples and singles as well. So we'll do a short singles reading, but we'll do couples first, okay? So we're going to take a look at love first for Leos in the second half of September, okay? All right, Leos, please. Leo, and the outcome. Okay, here we go. Ooh, okay, strong feelings coming through here. All right, so this is going to be who you are dealing with. Ooh, all right. Okay. All right, interesting. I think Cancer had a similar spread like this, and I'd used a different deck, so it's not the shuffling. All right, so this is like who you are dealing with. We haven't got to your part yet. So this person, we have the King of Wands, but we have the Three of Swords. So the King of Wands is usually, a pretty, good-looking dude. It can be a woman, whatever. We can do gender, but in this deck, they're pretty specific who they are, like men, women, those sorts of things. So I feel like this is a pretty good-looking guy. Kind of has it going on a little bit. I like it. But with the Three of Swords, he's like, he's either betrayed or he's been betrayed. I can't tell which one yet, but with the Three of Swords, there's like a broken heart thing going on here. All right, whether he screwed it up, and now regrets it, I'm not sure. We'll get there. But as far as how he feels like towards you, we have the Hermit card, we have the Ten of Wands, and we have the Magician. All right, so in a sense, I feel like he wants to manipulate the situation, and I just don't see that going over too well with a Leo, but I do. Now, if it's not that, if he's not that type that he's trying to manipulate the situation, it could just be that, he could feel this way about you, maybe, that's possible. Or I think that he feels like he has, like, the right ingredients are there for your relationship. It's just, for some reason, like, all of these things get in the way, and it just feels like there's just a lot of things in the way, like keeping you guys apart. It's just, there's like these burdens, these issues, this time away, things like that, where you're not available maybe as much as they would like. So if it's not that, then it's the other, but this could be a little bit too of, like I said, trying to manipulate the outcome of things, and not in a horrible way, necessarily, because they do, the thing is, I see that they are, there is love for you. We have the Six of Cups as their outcome. The Six of Cups to me is a very beautiful kind of energy. It's a beautiful card. It's like it's the couple that's grown old together and now they're watching their grandchildren play, so, that's kind of, this is also a card of, soulmates that have been around for a while. It's like whether or not they've been together or not, maybe they drifted apart, but then they get back together, that sort of thing. But it's a long lasting love, whether or not it's a tangible love. All right. So if that makes sense. At the bottom of the deck, though, what I don't like is they have the Seven of Swords and then this card of like kind of regret and like, oh, what did I do? So the Seven of Swords is sometimes getting away with something or thinking they got away with something. Sometimes it's a part of cheating. It's tiptoeing around something, tiptoeing around not telling you something, that kind of thing. And it has something to do with usually the wilder side of their persona. So that's why it's typically a cheating card. And I feel like they regret it. And they're like, because in this card, this person's like, oh my God, what have I done? So, yeah, and we have the Six of Pentacles here too. That's very interesting. Another card of, they want to work on things with you. Absolutely. They do. But I think they know they screwed up. That's kind of and now like they're trying to like manipulate their way out of it. I think that's what's going on here. And they're having a hard time communicating with you because you're like not being as open as you normally would be. All right, so let's see where you are at with this stuff. Where is Leo at with this? Leo, where's Leo? I mean, the same layout for Leo for this for the second part of September. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. So for your part, I see you kind of just taking your time with it. You have the Hanged Man, and to me, it's kind of like not just totally not knowing what to do, not knowing what to do in the situation, feeling mummified. In this deck, this isn't like about like having an enlightening perspective on things from hanging upside down. This is somebody who literally feels just mummified, like they don't know what to do legitimately. It's not because they really know what to do but don't want to face it. It's like you really just don't know what to do. You have the King of Pentacles here too. So the King of Pentacles is wanting to start, wanting to have more, basically, than the King of Wands. It's like you want more stability, you want more passion, definitely. You want those things, but it just isn't working for some reason right now. I mean, as far as how you feel towards this person, again, I like this card, the Three of Coin that we have in the middle. There's also a couple children here, if that means anything to you, but it's and we had a couple children up in this one as well. But it's also like kind of like you want to teach this person how to work with you. It's like, oh my God, if they could just understand like that, because they think it's like, like, oh, all these burdens and you don't, and all this kind of stuff, and they have to manipulate these things in order to, and you're just like saying, oh my God, no, like you just want to like take them and like really actually like teach them with like a textbook, like, look, this is me, this is what you need to do, it's not that hard kind of thing, and I feel like you've kind of had your heart ripped out a little bit here, but it's like you're kind of like kick ass about it, and you want things to change, you want things to balance out, and it's like you've accepted it. Yeah, there's been some pain with this, but you're like, okay, let's move past that and like get going and like figure this out. Let's take some action. Let's go somewhere. Let's do something. Let's maybe go to counseling. That type of thing. Where it's like fair and balanced. You're being very like reasonable is what I see in this situation. Like as far as like logical, and that sort of thing. Now your outcome is the Two of Wands. You also have the Two of Swords at the bottom of the deck. So it seems like you have like this choice, but really it appears to be a choice, but it's like you're bound, you are bound to this one staff, if you will. And sure, there's some maybe messages coming in from someone else or from something, or, whatever, but you are bound to this one. You guys with the Six of Cups here, this ain't going anywhere. It may appear to at times, it may do this, it may do that, but the bottom line is you're kind of tied to each other, and it appears like you have a choice, and you do, of course. I mean, duh, we all have choices. But the reality of the situation is, probably, you're kind of with this person, Now, you do have some good cards, from this choice, once you get kind of past that. You have some actually really good cards. You have the Judgment card, which is a card of reconciliation, okay? It's also just a card of having the right ingredients now to make something work. All right. You have the Sun card, which is your card, Leo, but it's also a card of happiness. There's also a baby in the corner. Okay. You have news of something, communication may be flowing a little bit better now. You have the Ten of Pentacles. So that's a very nice card in a relationship reading. You have the King of Cups, the Knight of Cups, and then you have the Ten of Cups. All right. So there could be somebody in here that's married, and we're dealing with that kind of stuff too. But it's interesting, there's two bright, happy marriage cards here. So it's like, even if that is the case, it's like you still have like a happy outcome, all right? So I really like the cards. I just think whatever is going on is, it's temporary. I mean, it's not that. This seems like stuff that is always kind of been there and really needs, like I just feel like you really know, like you guys need to take action. You need to go and get some therapy, or you need to, do something that will like balance this stuff out. You really have the desire to do that. And I like that energy. I think that's the winning energy, as opposed to this person who doesn't really know what to do, so they just try to manipulate everything to work, and that's not working. So, but overall, I feel good. Like whatever this is, you guys will get through it with that Three of Swords and everything else. That you have good outcomes. And good potential for later down, like into October, with those better and brighter cards. Once that choice is made, all right. So I like that. All right, so let's look at single Leos. Single Leos. Let's see what's going on with single Leos for this second half of the month. Anything exciting coming in? Anything exciting coming in for single Leos out there? Single Leos. Single Leos. Oh, okay. Here we are. Okay, all right. Oh. Okay. Could be somebody at work. You might have a couple options here and there. What I see right from the beginning is like somebody's like like interested. Somebody's interested in you, but you're not like that enthused. So this could go either way with the Death card. It could be like, no, just not going to do it. Killing it off. I'm not going to go out with that person. I know they're making advances. I'm not interested. Or this could be a Scorpio. So, because this is the card for Scorpio also. So it could be a new Scorpio riding into your life. That's possible. Or it could also be that somebody kind of, has expressed interest, asked you out, that kind of stuff. And you're like, kind of not that interested. But then something like transforms. Like maybe you go out with them and it's like, whoa, they're hell of a lot more interesting than I thought they would be. Because you do have the Sun card here. Now the Sun card, in a way, I could look at it as like your card, a Leo, as no, I'm staying bright and single. But whatever, I think this is something that actually kind of does make you happy. I'm just not sure as the longevity of it, because then I have like the Ten of Swords down here. But it's like something that started off in, seems to transform, kind of make you happy, or you're killing off this offer, you're not going for it, and you just want to stay single, and that's that. If that's the case, that could be why the Ten of Swords is here, because there's something that ends really rather quickly. But then you have the King of Wands coming in. But be careful, King of Wands may be married, all right? So heads up on that one. You have some activity coming in here. Now, this isn't all maybe for this time period. This could be a little bit into October. But there could be somebody that you meet at work that at first you kind of butt heads with and like, kind of almost feel a little competitive with, all right? But I think that there is the possibility for romance also with this person. Could be a Libra, heads up, could be married too. All right. So just, you've got some stuff coming in. You've got more. Actually, at the bottom of the day, you have lots of offers coming in. So I would imagine this part of September and October will be full of, admirers. Let's just see if any of these like kind of pan out, because all those cards don't necessarily mean that those people are married. I mean, maybe it's saying this is the potential for you guys, this could be the one, that could be two. But sometimes they are a little bit of a warning, especially the King of Wands with the married card. I would definitely watch out for that one. That one looks like married. The other one, maybe not. But you have like several people vying for your attention in this time period, I would say between now and I would say through at least mid-October. All right. It looks like at least you're gonna have some action. All right, singles. All right. So, and whether or not, a couple of them might pan out, I don't know. So we'll see. Okay, let's look at career for Leos. Career for Leos. Career. What's going on in the career, work world, finances, all those types of things for Leos. What is on the agenda? If anybody feels like time stamping, I'd really appreciate it. I can't always get to that. Okay, let's see. Career, finances, things like that for the sign of Leo. Now till the end of the month, what might they expect? Leos regarding career only. Full Celtic cross spread. Okay, here we go. Nope. Okay. Working. Okay, all right. Okay. Okay. right, so let's see. So I have a card of working right in the center, so that's good for some of you who are looking for work. Again, though, it's, I see this offer coming through. This is what we had in our singles reading of someone that's just not, like, they're kind of bored at work, or they're just not thrilled with the circumstances, or if you're looking for work, this is an offer that you get, but you're not that excited about it. All right. But I see that you're very skilled at something. And I mean, you have a lot of experience. You're very good at what you do. It just might not be what you've built up and you're good at. You might just be a little bored with at this point. What was once like kind of fun at work and kind of a good time and things like that. Now it's like kind of more like, it's kind of become like a heavy load and a little bit of, burdens and things like that. So it used to be is something you enjoyed. I just feel like right now you're just kind of disappointed over it, but the thing is, it does bring you this like balance to your life. It pays the bills, you have, it takes care of all the like practical things of life and all of that kind of stuff. So, but you kind of regret it a little bit, like of kind of what you're, the position you're in right now. So you have the Page of Swords and you have the Two of Coin coming towards you. I feel like this could either be gossip at work or this could be like news of something you don't like. Let's take a look and see what the Page of Swords is. There's a Page of Swords here. Page of Swords. Could be in the legal field too. There's some cards of that nature. Page of Swords. What's the Page of Swords here for Leos, please? Okay. All right. So the Page of Swords could be a couple things. It could be like some news that you hear about, like having to commute like a little bit further than you want to, and that doesn't make you that thrilled. But it's also a card of victory. So, I mean, what appears like it's like kind of annoying news or pesky news or things like that, it might not be bad. It might even be being teamed up with somebody younger and you're kind of like, like annoyed or whatever, but it ends up that you guys kind of work well together, that kind of thing. It could be many things. But it's most likely, I tend to think it's more about like commuting, and or a victory card where it's like what seems like it's going to be a disappointment is actually a victory for you. So let's see what the Two of Coin is, because you do have some sort of choice coming towards you here, or they're offering you a choice. So let's see what the Two of Coin is. More money, but competitive. And maybe travel involved. It could have something to do with about travel that you're just not thrilled with for some reason. Or it's like something a little further away from you than like normal that you're like, oh, that doesn't sound great. But they are offering you a choice with it. So, and it might be more money in the long run. It's just, it's going to be a little chaotic for you, I think. But it has potential, it has potential. But your outcome card is like, you're just stressed. You're stressed out. So I don't like that, but it's temporary energy. This is just a reading for a couple weeks, right? So let's see where that leads, if that leads to anything better. I feel like you're afraid they're going to find out something too, or that you're going to find out something about the company, but it's just fears. So don't worry about it. I don't see anything coming out of this. No hidden agendas, and if it's something you're fearing them finding out, I don't see that either. I don't see that happening. So what is the outcome? Okay, cool. Yeah, so what seems stressful, like I said, there's some sort of victory. You're going to receive some sort of news or something like that, or there's going to be a young person in the office you don't like. It could be, I'm not sure, something about that. But whatever it is, underlying it is some sort of victory for you, all right? And the outcome, like I said, you're going to be stressed, because your outcome card is a stress card, no doubt about it. All right. That doesn't look fun, So, but the outcome, the clarifying card is exactly what I thought. From this, there's something good coming from it. This is a very good card. All right. So it could be like, this is like a wish come true kind of scenario. So whatever choice this is that they give you, it may not seem that great at first, and if it does have something to do with travel, then you'll know we're on the right track. If it doesn't, that's fine too, but, it could just be commuting a little further away, something like that. But either way, whatever it is that like you're not thrilled about actually turns out to be something very good for you. And collaboration, like really collaborating with people that you enjoy and that they admire you and respect you. So I like that part of it. That's really good. This could be around real estate or legal type, arena possibly, but it doesn't have to be. But either way, you have really good cards, so once this kind of passes, I think it's about, you're just kind of bored with the situation. There's a lot of burdens, but those burdens are getting ready to end with the 10. I like that in the near future position. And then this news comes in that maybe doesn't seem like it's that great at first, but then, just stick with it. It's really good in the long run. So, okay, I'll leave it there. And I hope you enjoyed your video, Leos. If so, I would appreciate, thumbs up or a comment or something. It'd be great. And maybe subscribe. That would be awesome too. And that way you'll find out, you get notifications when I go live and do free one card tarot and all that. So hope you enjoyed this, and enjoy the rest of your month, Leos. All right, bye.